Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday night. We're late tonight because I didn't get to finish today. So, welcome back, guys. For those of you that are here, thank you for joining me. We won't be here real long, but long enough to, guys. So, let's get the show on the road. Let's do this thing. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome back, guys. I am so sorry about this afternoon. I'm sure I won't have very many people here. It's late. I'm sorry, Randy. You can get some sleep, brother. You don't have to be here. Um, my apologies, folks. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, my internet company is trash. I am so angry. I was mad all day long, and right in the middle of my stream, just boof, it just killed it completely. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And of course, I called, and they said, "Well, Mister Mayor, there's another outage again and again and again. Every time we have, so you know what, folks, I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I'm done. That's the third or the fourth stream I've been live on when it's interrupted me, and I'm just over it. Done. And I mean, I guess it's good in some ways because some of the people that are here that couldn't be here during the day now, but then there's people that are couldn't be here now, and blah, blah. It's just a mess. But I figured I owed you guys something, so I better come back out here and explain it to you, and that's why. But while I was waiting all day long till 10 p.m., that's when it came back on, 10 p.m., and I came in here immediately after that. Um, I was on the phone with Verizon. Verizon offers internet in my area, so I, and it's faster than what I have supposedly and cheaper. So I'm gonna try and check into that tomorrow. We'll see what happens. This is the only other time that there has been anybody else out here that I could get. Anybody. I had never had any other options besides this shitty ass company, guys, until today. I found out my neighbor has it, and now if my neighbor has it, then I obviously qualify for it as well. I looked into it before, and they said that they would put me on their list. Well, I was never contacted, so I need to check it out. My mother has it. My mom has Verizon internet. She said she likes it. She's had her phone through Verizon forever, and they talked her into the internet thing, and she was paying ridiculous amounts through Spectrum, and she was like, let me try this out and see what happens. So she said, if you can get it, get it. My neighbor said they're happy with it, so I'm gonna see what I can do tomorrow. At some point, I'm gonna be looking into the uh the home internet package at 5G that they have and see what I can get. So it was just an outage again. What they explained, because I called all the way to the corporate office again today, just because I am so sick of it. What they explained to me is that they're trying to rebuild the grid. Okay, now here's how this works, guys, with this company. They have they have uh their service, they rent a line from Spectrum, and it comes from West Virginia. My signal comes from West Virginia all the way back up, branches off once it gets up here, and goes all over the place in the township areas here. And that's what we all run off of. Yeah, it's a joke. So, and I said, for that matter, well, why can't we just get Spectrum then? Which we're supposed to be getting. I signed a petition 2.5 years ago when I moved out here. I wanted Spectrum because that's what I had before. And I know that I can count on them to at least be shitty less regularly, if that makes sense. So I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm gonna check it out and see what happens um with this Verizon thing and see if I can get it. And for according to them, the first month is free. So, if nothing else, I have a month to try it out and see where it goes from there. If it's worth keeping, it's $80 a month, which is literally almost half of what I pay already, and I get more from Verizon according to them. Figure that one out, folks. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. So, regardless, that's the plan, and that's what happened to me today, earlier this afternoon, and I am sorry. Um, Definitely sorry, guys. It's embarrassing. It's about as embarrassing as it gets to be right in the middle of a show and just bye, no warning. And I couldn't even get on my phone because I have crappy phone service out here where I live out in BFE. Um, and I have crappy phone service. The only way to get better service is to turn my Wi-Fi on, and that's where I get it from. But I didn't have any Wi-Fi, so you know how that goes. So, but I wanted to come in, apologize, hang out for a while, talk to you guys, and just give you the heads up on what was going on. So let's see who we got in here with us tonight. Like I said, I don't expect who we had this afternoon. It's late. It's 10:30 p.m. here where I'm at, so I'm sure there's a lot of peeps that are in bed. My apologies. So let's see. It looks like Rock Chalk. I always expect Rock Chalk. I don't care what time it is. She will be here. J-Lit in the house as well. Welcome to you, Randy Fur. I'm sorry to keep you up, brother. Jeff H2. Thank you for being here. Party of 5. Welcome back. Bianca K, same to you. Randy B, always happy to have you here, dear. Coffin Dopper Sucks is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. Katie Quarters, thank you for being here, dear. I figured you'd be in bed, but I thank you for joining us tonight. Gina Sut Gina Sotilli, welcome. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Good to have you here. Bianca K. Sooner Girl, welcome back. Good to see you. Valerie Hope, same to you. Miss Zelda, always happy to see you. Becky Schreider, thank you for being here. All right, let's see. Let's see. Party of 5. And I was in such a good mood today, you guys. I was all bouncy and bubbly and excited, and yeah, they just squashed it. Well, it's one good thing is we got Miss Ashley here because she can't be here usually during the days because she got to sleep. She works a lot and late. So it's good to see you, Ashley. Thank you for joining us. Susie Smith, welcome back. Good to see you. Always happy. Frank Mancini again. Good to see you. No, 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 no. Let me see here. I guess I'm getting almost to the top there. Like I said, I didn't figure I'd have a whole lot of peeps in here, but either way, let me see if there's anybody at the bottom down here. Miss Tracy, thank you for joining us. Mojo Rising in the house. Thank you for joining me. I will have to look at that. Maybe we can look at that tonight just to see what it is. Aunt Clara, thank you for joining us. Again. Doodle bugs in the house. What's going on? Doodle, throw glitters on it. Throw glitter on its back. We have 13 streaming and live in the woods, and we have Verizon. Good deal. I hope it works. I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. I am gonna try it. I mean, I can't go wrong, guys. You see how often I go down. You know what I mean? MCOS, welcome back. Yeah, it is not cool. It is not a good thing. Right in the middle of it, just a poof. He's gone. Bye bye. And I couldn't explain anything. I couldn't get on anything. I couldn't even get on the community page to say, hey, this is what happened. DS, good to see you back. Thank you for joining us. So again, I am super sorry, folks. And like I said, if I get on this Verizon, what's up, Bobby, old dude? Good to see ya. That's all right. We're not going to be here that long, Bobby. I just kind of wanted to jump in. I was live this afternoon and it shut me out. I was doing my thing and had a bunch of awesome people in here and it just dropped out of nowhere because I have the crappiest internet service in the world. Gary Epley, good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome back to all of you that are here. And I wouldn't blame anybody, if this dude keeps dropping, he keeps dropping, he's not reliable, and this and that. And it's the only, no lie, it is the only option I've ever had out here since I've been out here. Period. Oh well, no, I'm lying. The other option was CenturyLink. Like I said, it's the only option I had out here. Okay. It's just that I've heard Xfinity's horrible. So MK, what's up? Good to see you. Nah, again, no problem, Bob. You don't have to hang up, brother. I'm sorry it's late. I just wanted to give everybody a heads up, apologize, and say, hey, I didn't just dump you guys. Another outage has occurred. There is an outage in your area that could be affecting all of your services. I hear that in my sleep now. Good God. Do not, and I repeat, do not. If you guys ever move anywhere, if you ever see a company come into your area called Optimum, Suddenlink, or anything like that, run for the hills. Do not even think about, don't even think about going with them. I've had them for 2.5 years and it's garbage. Brandy in here, she said she has the same company and she's had nothing but problems. From what I found out going through all the corporate offices over the past 2 years, trying to get a hold of somebody to make a difference. The entire state of West Virginia pretty much has a lawsuit against this company because of their service being so horrible. Businesses, everything. It's just garbage. So stay away, guys. Oh, really? I wonder who Lana's got. She probably has CenturyLink where she's at, though. Cox, which is Spectrum, same thing. Rock Chalk, yeah. They're all owned by the same company. Um, Cox, Time Warner Cox, and a few other ones are all owned by Spectrum now. It's monopolized. Come on in, everybody. I feel so bad because a lot of the people that were here from the UK, it's way late for them. They can't get in anything out of this. So cool. Did they give you the booster, Gina, or did you have to go get that separately on your own? Because I'll get a booster too. Because I'm in the back of the house, and if I ever do what, if this continues to be something I want to do, which I think it will be, my wife, or we were talking about at one point, building like a shed behind the house and moving the whole thing out there as an entire separate entity. And I could just boost my signal from the house right through the back wall to here. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Yes, the aliens brought me back. Thank you for jumping back in here tonight. Oh, okay, party. I gotcha. Another two channel. Okay, that's cool. That's the problem. You're right. There is no competition. CenturyLink is not competition for anybody, guys. Like, I could probably make my own internet service better than CenturyLink's. They gave it to you. Okay, Gina, thank you. And then I could run it out to my garage because I have a TV in my garage as well. Um, CenturyLink is horrible. Yes, Gina, it is. What's up, Bombshell? Good to see you. I got 81 people in here, guys. That's pretty awesome. I was surprised. Murky Piglet. It's all right. I understand, everybody. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to jump in here and tell you what happened. Lisa Hedrick, thank you for joining us. It is great to see you all. Of course, I'll be here tomorrow, but I kind of owed you guys an explanation. I don't like to just drop away and say bye, or without even saying goodbye, I should say. Excuse me. So, with that being said, we'll give you guys at least part of what I was going to give you guys real quick here. I'm sure you guys all got it already. Oh, and I got an email. Service outage resolved. Surprise. Until tomorrow. I got your email, Mojo. Thank you very much. Let me see something here. Baby Boop is back. What's up? Good to see ya. Come on in, guys, and grab a seat. As I was explaining to you guys before I was so rudely interrupted by my so rude ass entertainment internet company. Um, one of the documents I pulled was that they had or talked about was that they dropped four new documents as of the 8th, which was yesterday. And one of them was the 10th request for discovery. It's crazy. 10 requests for discovery. Maybe they'll get it. And from what the judge said, they're gonna get it. We'll see. We shall see. So I was showing you this one. I was dead set right in the middle of it. My apologies. Rachia. Good Lord. What's up, Tracy? Yes, crazy stuff. I'll be looking into that for sure, Mojo. Like I said, I'm just gonna give you a quick over on this real quick, and maybe we can even look at that then. Who knows? Um, but this is where I was this afternoon. Right about here. This is the stipulated motion to file Exhibit I attached to the defendant's 10th supplemental request for discovery under seal. Again in University of Idaho, which I need to fix that. Hold on a minute, guys. What the heck did I do? 1 second. I will be right back. I'll be here. Just give me 1 second here. All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. Just had to fix it. My apologies. Tomboy. I don't want to give you guys a flashback. Just had to fix something. It is really I. I am here. Anyway, welcome, Tomboy. Good to see you. I heard it on the X. I am here for the first time. Welcome on the welcome. I heard it or heard it on the X. Thank you for joining us. Valerie, hope I saw you. Yes. Anyway, anybody that's just jumping in, thank you for joining us. And again, I'm sorry it's so late. I just had to fix something real quick, but I am here. I'm not leaving again. And keep your fingers crossed. Sorry. DS, good to see you. So, as I was saying, this again, guys, is the 10th request for discovery via the defense. Here we go. Um, Where'd it go? Comes now Brian C. Koberger by and through his attorney Nancy Taylor, public defender, and hereby moves the court for an order to file Exhibit I of defendant's 10th supplemental request for discovery under seal. This motion is pursuant to ICAR 32 I2D and E and IC 74-124-1B and C because 1, the documents contains facts or statements that may threaten or endanger the life or safety of individuals. 2, it is necessary to preserve the right to a fair trial. 3, disclosure would constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. We've seen this time and time again. I did not, Rock Chalk. I did not. I started doing this and I didn't get to do anything else. I got kicked out. So that is the first one. As we know, the 10th request for discovery. I mean, what's up, Jessica? Welcome back. Good to see you. No problem, Leslie. Good to see you too. Heard it on the X, named after ZZ Top song. Love it. Yes. Again, guys, for those of you just jumping in, I'm sorry about today. My internet's trash. That's all I can say. What are you talking about, by the way, Rock Chalk, about the Oklahoma arrests? No. Good evening to you, Miss Leslie. And that is life or safety of individuals. It is necessary to preserve the right. Yeah, we looked at all of that. So we know what that is. Again, that's number 10. Quite interesting, isn't it? I do believe. And then we have this is the actual 10th request for discovery here. Okay. And the wording on this one's just a bit different. That's a good question. Bombshell. Why do you ask? I have my what's up, Walt Harris? What's going on? It is cold out tonight. Thank you for joining us. Cat K, good to see you. We got 97 peeps in here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let me see something here. We got 41 likes though. Let's see if we can make that match, guys. Oh yeah. The funeral stuff. I was surprised. I was gonna talk to you guys about that. I just wanted to make sure I covered what I was telling you about earlier because I didn't get a chance to because tomorrow's Friday and we got different stuff. So I wanted to make sure I could get it in. Hey Tara, good to see you. Tara says, "Hi, wonderful peeps. Headed to bed, then saw you were live. Just sending love and support to the community. Thank you very much, Tara. Very much. I do appreciate you." Okay, so this is the actual discovery or the request, folks. And it says again, please take notice that the undersigned pursuant to Rule 16 of the Idaho Criminal Rules, and this is why this is interesting to me. Okay. I will answer your question here in a few minutes, Bombshell. Um, this is why this is interesting to me, by the way. I don't have hate towards her. I think she's doing her job to the best extent that she can. I haven't seen anything that makes me think she's not yet, at least. Now, I was a little disappointed. I will say this much, okay? I was just a tad bit disappointed when they were calling for an alibi that was all we got. And I thought, like, well, I really did think we were going to get something when that happened. And I was just a little disappointed because the way it was presented just seemed off to me. Like she would have done something more, you know? Thank you so very much, Leslie, for that super sticker. I appreciate you so very much. More than you know. So yeah, that's my thought on that. Really, really my thought on it. Oh, we got new emojis, huh? That's cool. So it says again, please take notice of the undersigned pursuant to Rule 16 of the Idaho Criminal Rules, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments to the Constitution of the United States, Articles 1, 1, 2, 13, and 17 of the Constitution of the state of Ohio. Why do we say Ohio? Idaho requests discovery and inspection of all materials discoverable by defender per ICR 16 B 1 8 and the aforementioned constitutional provisions, including but not limited to the following information, evidence, and materials outlined in Exhibit I. That's what I'm saying, folks. That's where they're like, this is it. We're done. Enough. Hand it over and walk away. You see what I'm saying? Um, Ashley said, I think she should have done less. Well, I think, and I can understand what you're saying. I get it. I do. I agree. But I thought that she would have presented the alibi scenario in a different way. That's where I was disappointed. That's all I could say. 107 people here, guys. Let's make that like button match that so we can get this out in the algorithm. Thank you, guys. Just leave me a little DNA. That's all I'm asking for on your way in the door, if you will, on the like button. I appreciate that. So there's that one there. Okay, that was the second one. And again, guys, we know 10 requests for discovery and they're still not met. And based on what the judge said recently, I'm guessing that like he's saying this is it. You're going to hand it over, period, and be done with this. Now, here's the problem, folks. If the state doesn't have it, they can't give it. Okay? So now we have to look down the next step down to who has it to hand it over to the state that they haven't done it yet. I'm guessing the FBI. What's going on and why is it not there yet? That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I agree with that. I do agree with what you're saying. And Ashley says, I just feel like you don't have to say what you were doing in the middle of the night, like 3 months later, who can remember? And I get that. I do get that. Okay. I agree with you, Ashley. I really do. The problem here is, is, they came at him. They dropped the death penalty on him. I mean, it's boom, boom, boom. Okay. I would have thought she would have formulated something or formatted something to say, hey, guys, look, we really don't have to do this. We really don't have to defend ourselves. You got to prove that he did anything here at all. But, just to save face, and because, Brian knows that he's innocent, if he feels, here's what went on to kind of make him look dumb, is what I would have thought she was going to do based on her previous experiences, but she didn't. And I accepted that, like, okay, it's fine. And I know exactly what you're saying there. I agree with you, actually. I do. What's up, Matt M. Low? Good to see ya. I swear I saw somebody else. Robert Bell jumped in here too. Good to see you, bro. Again, guys, for anybody just jumping in, my apologies for this afternoon stream. My internet company sucks and it just shut down and I had an outage all day. Christy, good to see you too. So that's where I was and what happened. That's why I'm in here now, trying to make it up a little bit to you guys and just give you the explanation and cover what I was going to cover earlier, at least a bit of it. Oh, so then we have the next one is an order to file. These were all dropped yesterday on the 8th. Okay. Rock Chalk. Idaho law requires defendants must give an alibi. I mean, so be it, but still. CL, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for joining me again, guys. I appreciate anybody that, if this inconvenienced anyone, because I know you guys just wanted to come in to see what was going on, but if I inconvenienced anyone because it is late, it's almost 11 o'clock here, then I'm so very sorry, guys. But I felt like I had to come out and say, hey, I didn't just leave you guys high and dry. This is what went on. This is why. And that's why I'm here now. So, but again, welcome, guys that are just jumping in. CL Tracy Adele, thank you for joining us. Miss Cassie's in the house. What's going on? Good to see you, Cass. I'm guessing the kids are in bed and you're rolling. My SRB, I feel bad because she has to go to bed at a certain time. But thank you so very much, Miss Zelda. I didn't get to see who that went to, but let me check real quick. Uh, Rock Chalk got that. That's awesome. Congrats, Rock Chalk. And thank you, Miss Zelda, for that. Welcome. Another one back to the sauce again. I just doze off. That's okay. If you do, it's all good. It's all good. GS. Hey, Night Owl. Good to see you. Or no, I'm sorry. You're a night owl. That's what you're saying. Okay. I understand. Some people are. Some people just don't. After you get to 10, 11 o'clock, they cut out and you're done. The baby's down for the night, and my oldest is playing Yahtzee with my. There you go. So it's all your time now. That's right, Cass. It's mama's time. Good stuff. So this one here, guys, is order to file defendant's exhibit I attached to the defendant's 10th supplemental request for discovery under seal again. This is basically the same thing that we've been talking about. It doesn't. Let's see. The court having before it the defendant's stipulated motion to file exhibit I attached. It's probably exhibit 1, but I'm saying I attached the defendant's 10th supplementary request for discovery under seal and good cause appearing now. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that the defendant's exhibit I attached to their 10th supplemental request for discovery shall be filed under seal pursuant to all of that, as you all know that we talk about every day. So this is all sealed as always. Again, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Deborah. 10th request for discovery, guys. When is enough going to be enough? I'm hoping this is it. Okay. Now, this last one here is the order setting deadline. Finally. Okay. And this is for the IGG stuff. Okay. So they had to set a deadline for this in camera review, which I explained to you guys last week. It just means that they're going to have this done in like closed quarters. In like the judges' quarters and stuff like that. It doesn't mean like anything with the camera thing. That's all. That's a good point, Leslie. Very good point. Leslie says Dago, she's a defense lawyer, and apparently she's doing a good job because everybody has doubts. I can agree to that. I can definitely agree to that. Yes, Tracy, I do believe there was nothing posted about it. That is fact. CL says after the third attempt, a motion to compel should have been filed with a deadline. Ridiculous. These lawyers keep this going on. I know. Evie Marie, welcome back, dear. I agree with you, CL. This is just stupid to me. I'm sorry. It is ridiculous. It's almost damn near as ridiculous as what's going on in Delphi, but not quite. Just not quite. By the way, I wanted to thank those of you I saw over at Bob Motto's last night. He put on a great show with his Sleuthy was there, as well as the other attorney. I can't think of her name. Kara. She was there as well. It was an awesome show, and I seen a handful of you guys over there. So thank you guys for supporting him and heading over there. It's always very informative, and you learn something every time you go there, in my opinion. So it was great seeing you guys there, and I appreciate you guys supporting Bob the way you guys did. So thank you for that. Tomboy says, excuse me, guys. I think she knows that Latah County is a tad corrupt. And she's forcing everyone to realize that as well. It's possible. It's very possible. Aunt Clara says, how could BK ever had a speedy trial when still nothing has turned? I know. I agree. none of this. I feel like this was all planned in this sense. Like the whole trial scenario was all this was already pre-planned. They knew it wasn't going to happen the way they said it was going to. They knew that these things were going to take forever, and they knew that we like because if he was supposed to go to trial October 2nd, guys, and we still don't have a bunch of what we should have for it. So they had to have known that. You know what I mean? There's no way they didn't. So that's just my opinion. Um, that's a good point there too, Leslie. Uh, I wish to God it must be nice to make that kind of money, you know. Of course, they got good education, so that always helps. So this one is the order setting deadline for production of IgG information for in-camera review. Based on the order addressing IgG DNA and order for in-camera review filed October 25th of 2023, and the status conference conducted on November 2nd, 2023. And this is the answer to that question about what happened October 2nd, guys. Okay. Um, the court orders the following: the state shall provide the court no later than December 1st all IgG material pertaining to this case that is in possession of the FBI and the private laboratory the state contracted with, unless the state demonstrates good cause for an extension of time to turn over the requested material. So I'm going to just say this now. Okay. Unless the state demonstrates good cause for an extension of time to turn over the requested material. Are you kidding me? Who in here should we start a poll? Seriously? To see, we take bets to see who in here thinks that there's going to be another extension granted for this? Honestly. I mean, I can't be the only one that thinks that they're not going to have it there in time. There's going to be something that happens. There's going to be something that comes up for them to not have it handed over. Does anybody else agree with me on this? Bobby says, I think Idaho law requiring defendants to provide an alibi violates the defendant's rights by placing part of the burden of proof on defendant. That's a good point, Bobby. It is. Of course, we all know that Idaho is a whole lot different than most other states. So you never know. Look at Chad Daybell and how many times defense asked for evidence. I guess it's an Idaho thing to not to give up everything all at once. Such a waste of time. It is. It's a waste of time and taxpayer money and everything. This could be handled, but they know that the trial is going to be kicked out so far that they don't seem to care. You know. I agree, Lisa. But the judge said he sounded like he meant it too. Like it's now, boom, this is it. But I really think there's going to be another extension. I just do. That's my opinion. And that was it, folks. Those are the new documents. I wanted to just hit that real quick in case you guys hadn't seen them. Welcome back. Okay, Granny. Good. Okay, Granny. Good to see you. See, Granny said, I'll bet with you they'll have some excuse. I feel the same way. I mean, I really, and guys, I'm not trying to talk down about law enforcement, FBI. Definitely not trying to talk down about anything, with the judicial system. But look at the cases we're looking at right now, you guys. This one for sure. And Delphi definitely. There's something not right with these things. Not the way these things are supposed to happen or even remotely go down, folks, but they are. I don't know. It's pretty disheartening in my opinion. Look at all the things we'd still not know if it wasn't for the defense team. That's fact. And guys, I'll be honest with you, there's probably a bunch that we still don't know, and we'll never know, to be honest with you. Yes, Clara, the Drake case. Bleh, I can't talk tonight. I'm a little tired. The Drake case as well. You are correct. Deborah says the judge should put in jail till info is handed over. They'd get it in about 5 minutes then. Well, see, here's the thing, though. From what I understand, ever from what I've heard. It's not the prosecution's fault. It seems to be the FBI. So therefore, they can't really hold Bill in contempt for that if it's not if he can't get it, they need to hold the processor that it's coming from to the state by in contempt for that. Which is that going to help it happen? Do you think? Honestly, I doubt it. Tomboy says I'm an Idaho native, and all the state is messed up. Just some counties are worse than others. That's what I've been told. Good old Molly lives out there, and she said it's always been that way, Dago. It's always been a mess here. What are you gonna do? MK says, why are they? Thank you, Rock Chalk, for that. If you will, guys, please hit that like button. Let's get us out in that algorithm, even if it's just for a little while. What did I do there? Hold on a minute. I think I skipped something here. There we go. I think I did that right. Hold on. Yes, I did. Okay, we're good. You know what? I have not, Tomboy, but I've heard about it. I don't even know how to get to it or where to find it at, truthfully, because I don't really do that kind of stuff. But we got 76 likes. We're not quite there, but that's okay. No, I've heard that Get a Clue has a vlog that he's been throwing things all over the place at. Miss Joanne's in the house. Welcome, dear. Good to see you. Oh, okay, MK, I got you. Why is it being handled this way? That's a great question. Why? Why are any of these cases being handled this way, you guys? Is it because that they've always been allowed to just be handled that way, and this is what everybody's used to doing? And now it's just being noticed because we're all out here now? Is that possible? The answer why? Um, no, I didn't. Does anybody have a link to that? I can check it out. Especially that part. I'd be curious to see what that's all about, Joanne. If the FBI isn't willing to turn over information and the evidence the state obtained based on FBI information should be excluded. And that's a good point, Bobby. It does make sense. DNA and Department of Justice rules very interesting and informative. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'd like to see that actually. So if anybody does have a link to that to get to Get a Clues blog, you can email it to me. I would love to take a look at it. Oh, Golf Inspector, how are you? Good to see ya. Thank you. I didn't even notice you. I'm sorry about that. You came in up at the top there. No disrespect intended. Let me see here. Okay. I still can't get past it either. It's the 10th request. I'd like to know what the reasoning behind it is. Obviously, we don't understand it as clearly as we should because we're not those types of people. We're not working in that field. We don't know what goes on. Um, yeah, I watched some of his videos. Thank you, Tomboy, very much. Let me see if I can check it out here real quick. I watch his videos. It is interesting. I'll say that much. But let me see here. Uh, that's interesting. I'm not even gonna make notice of that, but so which one of these should I be looking at, you guys? Which one were you talking about specifically? The um well, the one I do see up the top, it says Payne's a midget. You're not talking about that one, right? Oh, the STR profile. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. Hey, Eve, good to see you. I see what you're talking about. Yes, I will check this out tonight for sure. Oh, I know he doesn't. Believe me, I know he doesn't. I've seen some of his videos on YouTube, and that's okay. No warning needed. I know he doesn't like quite a few of us, but hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm not going to put his stuff out there without his permission, so I won't play that, but I will read it later. I always read uh and look at what most creators do just to get their take on things, that's how I am with it. But thank you for the intel though. I will definitely be have it'll be good do for some good reading tonight. Okay, because that road clue kind of freaks me out a little. What are we talking about, Miss Brandy? Oh, I understand, Aunt Clara. I'm sure he's had some wonderful things to say about me, and that's okay. That's okay. No worries. I know who I am. I have no problems. 1122 King Road clue. Oh, 1122. Really? Oh, I got you, Bond. The numerology thing, I've heard about it. Yeah. I've looked at the numerology stuff a little bit too. Again, thank you guys for that link. Boy, I appreciate that very much. Let me see something here. I think we've watched something with this creator before. That's definitely interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen this, okay? But if you don't watch the video, it's the 1122 King Road Clue videos. I mean, watch the videos, obviously. It's called a musical documentary, Act 3, Midnight Special. Okay. Down below in the comments section, there's some interesting stuff. And doesn't have to subpoena information from the FBI because defense doesn't have to prove anything. That's fact. She just has to challenge the state evidence that was obtained based on info they got from FBI. That's true too. And that's fact, folks. The defense doesn't have to prove that Brian didn't do this. The state needs to prove that he did. That's how this works, you guys. This channel here, I never really followed it before, but it's called 1122 King Road Clue. Okay. And I think the way that this is set up is it's kind of like a read between the lines thing. It's interesting. So I also had something else sent to me that I was a little bit annoyed about, and I want to show it to you. Go check out that a musical documentary Act 3 by 1122 King Road Clue. Right, okay, Tomboy. Now, it's interesting, Joanne. Yeah, and the comments are definitely interesting. But let me show you something. This I don't know why, because I'm not really into something that I'm not into the stuff that I can't prove. You guys know that. I don't get real super excited about it, okay? But hold on a minute here. I want you to see this and I want your guys' opinion on this because this made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. I don't know why. Because normally I've seen so much stuff over the past year that it's never been anything overexciting for me until I saw this and it just something happened to me. Do now you know who RU is? No. Who is RU? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I just saw a couple, but I will go back. Yes, that one right there. I do know what you mean. Sorry, I got lost for a minute. I've known about him for a while. Okay, quite a while. But I am not gonna put you guys know. Don't dive. What's going on, lady? Good to see you, my dear. You guys know I'm not gonna put somebody's name out there without having some kind of serious proof. Okay. 1 second, folks. Where is this now? That name I've heard that name came up like in the very beginning and then it disappeared and then it came back up again not too long ago and it's been around for a while now. Good evening, Deborah. Good to see ya. Also, yes. Yes, that was what kind of that caught my attention too. Where'd it go? That there. Mhm. I understand what you're saying, Deborah. It is very weird, Deborah. And but like I said, that name has always popped up. Sorry, I was reading something and trying to find this somebody sent me this yesterday or the day before. No problem, Laurel. And I'm trying to find this. I want you guys to see this. Oh, where's it at? Where did it go? I know it's here. Well, anyway, I can't find it, but I'm gonna show. I'll tell you guys about it, and then I'll probably find it. It was a TikTok that was done, and it was they were saying they were talking about two guys going to damn it, where is it? I can't remember who the creator that did the TikTok was, but it was talking about two guys going to the emergency room at 5 a.m. in Moscow, one with cuts on his hands, and the other with a deep gouge in his arm and the side of his head. Cuts on his arm and a deep gouge in the side of his head. That really made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. Uh, I don't know how true it is because it says the FBI pulled the footage for this. Of course, it's going to say that, okay? But it really got my like blood moving in a sense, if you know what I'm saying. Right, Brandy. It really got my attention, though. I'll say that much. Mm, Right. Dog mom, good to see ya. Vix Logic, welcome. Good to see you, dear. Yes, yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. Don't dive. I've already kind of did a little bit of a background on him. Of course, there's a picture of him together with a bunch of other people with the K bar right in the front of his little coverall thing. You know, it was just like, whoa. Um, it was kind of relating to a couple frat guys, MK, as being who they were. I want to find it so I can see it here. I want you guys to see it just to get your attention and or to get your opinion. I'm sorry. Where is it? Give me a second, guys. I gotta grab my drink real quick. Okay, I'm back. Baby boop, wrong John, Ron John. Good to see ya. People are speculating that may be the sealed medical records. I mean, I've heard that's what I've heard as well. Lisa and Cannoli, good to see ya. Yeah, send it to me, Brandy, if you have that again. I don't know. I just looked at it this morning and it's gone now. I can't. What the hell happened to it? I don't understand. What the hell? Do. Oh, good. My videos are up and loud, and that's cool. What's up, Shelly? Good early morning to you. Check your text. Mm, okay. Hold on a minute here. Yeah, I know what that is. Okay. Thank you so very much, Ashley. See, I can't click on links like that in the chat bombshell. It has to be sent to me via email or something like that. Thank you, Brandy. Yeah, it's cold out tonight. It's cold in here right now. I'm gonna have to do something about this back here. It's cold. Yes, you guys are the information army, and you guys, you definitely help me out in a lot of ways because I look at things all day long. You guys, Gritman, is that yes? Thank you, MK. That was it. Indigo, what's going on? Yeah, that was what I said, especially with the. But where did that come from? That night, and at 5 a.m. they just appear. I mean, come on. People are like, I had a couple emails that said, um, "Knowledge is power." What's up? Oh, okay. So that's where it came from then. Okay. Interesting. Let me see something here. Thank you. Knowledge is power. Yeah, that's the one. That's it right there. I got it. Yep, that's the one. This is what I was talking about, you guys. Sorry. And thank you everybody for helping and being patient with me.
5 and two young men walk into emergency, one with cuts, deep cuts to his hands, the other with an open slice to his head and shoulder. 13th November. The prosecution has sealed this video footage. Very odd. One didn't say.
Okay. Now, as we all know, that's David Loach. We also know, hold on.
Insane on a heroin syndrome.
I guess you can't do it that way.
Britain Hospital. 5 and two young men walk into emergency, one with cuts, deep cuts to the hospital. 5 and two young men walk into emergency, one with cuts, deep cuts to his hands, the other with an open slice to his head and shoulder. 13th November. The prosecution has sealed this video footage. Very
Okay. So again, this is David Barracoa. Okay. Welcome, Vicky Sipple. Good to see you. Julie Don. Again, I didn't even get to say welcome to you. Okay, so that's David Barracoa. That's David Loach. These are the two that they're saying walked into the ER. One with cuts to his hands, deep cuts to his hands, and a laceration to his head and his shoulder. Now, this is the 13th at 5 a.m. I have zero concrete proof of this, okay? I'm just showing it to you guys. It was at the top. It says here, I'll show it. You don't even have to hear it really. I'll just let you read the hold on a minute here because you really can't hear it. I will, Brandy. Thank you, hon. Read up here, Deborah, at the top. I'll play it again for you. Just watch what it says up here. Okay. Hold on. It's going to start over again. November 13th, 5 a.m., and two young men walk into an emergency room with cuts, deep cuts to his. Here it is. Hold on. Gitman Hospital at 5 a.m., and two young men walk into emergency room with cuts, deep cuts to his hands, and the other with an open slice to his head and shoulder on the 13th of November. The prosecution sealed this video footage. Rumors, Barracoa, and David Loach are the ones that it was. So that's why I said I don't have any concrete proof. I can't get any because if it, especially if it's sealed, then what am I going to get? You know what I mean? But that's interesting. Very, very, very interesting. That if that happened, then why has that not been talked about? That's what I'm saying. If it happened, we don't know that it did, guys. It's just, in my opinion, it's a rumor to start with. Okay, Brandy, thank you. Brandy just sent this over to me. I read that too, Laurel. I read that about a year ago almost. Yeah, you got to listen because the music playing with it and all that, and it's sealed, of course. They're saying so. But this is the King Road Clue 1122 King Road Clue thing, honoring the past, embracing the future. University of Idaho plans to honor the students and alumni responsible for the events. Wait a minute. The University of Idaho plans to honor the students and alumni responsible for the events of November 13th, 2022. The unaliver Charlie King, aka the Prairie Pirate, AGR, located less than 200 yards from the crime scene. Does Maisie know? Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. I see what you're saying. Well, Layla, good to see you, dear. Yes, very wealthy from what I understand. Layla, or dog mom, sorry. Why? If that here's the thing, though, guys. Let me ask you a question. If that was the case, what good would it do the prosecution to seal that? Eventually, down the road, if that's true, somebody's gonna talk about it. Somebody, an employee, it's gonna get brought up somewhere, somehow. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see that. Definitely see that. And you're definitely right, guys. That's something else I was thinking too, that it would definitely fit the description of third party medical records, which we talked about. We saw the documents on it. I showed you guys the documents last month that were put out where they sealed third party medical records. And for who? We don't know. Yeah. I appreciate you guys sending this stuff, by the way, and helping. So I think we should watch this video and see if you guys get anything out of this. It's kind of, it's kind of one of these things. This came out October 31st. Okay. I want your guys' thoughts on this. And again, this came from 1122 King Road Clue. Now, think about the name of this creator, King Road Clue. Okay. And the way that this seems to be set up is that it's putting, like, he's trying to put clues out there of some sort. That's all I can gather from this. And it's kind of like a read between the lines thing. All right. Here, let me pick this up here again. This footage came from, and it's just a curiosity thing, guys. Just a curiosity thing. It's definitely interesting and a little different. So I want your guys' take on this and tell me what you guys think. Yes, she is. Knowledge is power. Let's see what this
Please
is.
rewind this cassette before returning it to your video library.
The 13th is real. In nose, out mouth.
Let me know if you guys have any audio problems, okay, and I'll fix it. And again, the way I take this stuff, folks, welcome T, is that this person is trying to tell a story through what we're watching. Okay. That's what I'm seeing. I definitely get a weird vibe as well. But yeah, this is a story through, if you follow this in unison, it's a story of some sort that they're telling through this video here, okay? That's my thought on this.
Christy, you called the person that did this the boogeyman.
It's literally like what nightmares are made of. Like when you're a little kid and you think of the boogeyman.
Get to play along with it.
They have the joy of sharing in
The horrific details of everything, them just having a good time going home and going to bed, and that's happening to them.
Your best friend crawling into bed.
Just crawling in bed,
Every
and
girl
the
in
boogeyman
America
comes.
knows what that's
The
like.
boogeyman doesn't, you know, meet you at McDonald's. I mean, the boogeyman comes and snatches you out of your bedroom. The boogeyman comes and snatches you out of your bedroom.
I could not see what that was. Sorry.
Snatches you out of your bedroom.
Does anybody see what or who this is? Because I can't tell. Anyway, I just, it's kind of mesmerizing, as it's interesting to say the least. All right.
What are you making?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing fun enough. How about you?
Good, good.
Yeah, can I just have 5 cheese with bacon? Be afraid.
I'm the ghost.
Who was my toughest opponent? The man I look at in the mirror every day because he's hard to deal with. That's my toughest.
You don't think like a killer. You don't have a devious mind. I do. I think like a killer because there are so many people I want to kill.
Hello?
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I would like the carbonara.
Okay. You up?
Mac and cheese, mac and cheese. Can I have some, please? Mac and cheese, macaroni and cheese. Please, baby.
I heard it here. It's pre-planned.
Here Friday?
For her.
Oh, come on.
Ever since like order 85.
Someone's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be people leaving town. So we'll see, guys.
So the only thing I can gather with this, hey Rumsey, good to see you. The time on this is 1:56. Okay. Yeah, I saw the True Confessions thing too, Joanne. Like I said, this is quite interesting. I can't quite tell what that is in the background. I don't know. Yes, Katie, it's very weird. I'm sorry. Hey, Annie, good to see you.
plus this highly nutritious microwavable macaroni and cheese dinner that people is holding on sale. Amen.
Oh, have a good. All right. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Farewell.
So the Macaulay Culkin thing was he's talking about macaroni and cheese, and then they go back to the grub truck. I think that's a link to something that they're trying to say with that. Layla, we went and looked at that whole thing. That was not correct at all. That whole thing, that Ethan Knight thing, that was not him. That was not the same person. We completely debunked that months ago. But we did definitely look into it. So thank you, hon. Sun Bun says reference to the Last Supper. Okay, that's interesting. It can kind of be looked at that way, Rumsey. That's how I saw this. That's why I seen this. I've watched this twice, and I'm still just kind of like, I forgot about this a while back. You're right, Vix. I don't know. It's very weird. Not about this channel from a while back. I mean,
The cycle of life is turning. Diesel power.
but now the timestamp on this is 422. So
Public service announcement. Grub Trucker Dudes did it. Best night ever. They deserve a round of applause. www.
Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Kilo, I swear. Whoa. If I watch this VOD and you fucking told me what it is, I'll cry and then stab you in the face.
They've been working on cutting edge research and they know what they're doing.
sorry, I'm muted. Whoever puts that together, whoever produces that is very good at what he does. Okay, now that's the part, the Act 3. And then there was this one from 2 months ago. Okay. I'm was what, Rory? I don't think so, Leslie. Definitely not, in my opinion, at least. Okay. Now this is the one from 2 months ago that he did, okay? These are both, they're very like read between the lines type things, in a sense, like telling the story. I don't get it yet. but it's definitely a lot of work to put this together. Not not for sure. Oh, right, golf. That's a good way to look at it. Definitely a good way to look at it. Okay. It is kind of hinting at something, Joanne. I agree with that. Here's this one from 2 months ago now.
However, it's often a mistake to accept something as true merely because it's obvious. The truth is only arrived at by the painstaking process of eliminating the untrue. We are not able to do that in this case without further data.
And I would venture to say that whoever puts this together is either a film student or somebody that's in film or producing or something, because this is very well put together. Okay, the music and the way the cuts are and the clipping and stuff like that. Just a typical YouTuber's not going to do this because of these older movies and the clips that they're taking. They have to know pieces and parts of these things to find this stuff. Have a good night, Katie. Thank you for being here tonight, hon. That's all I'm saying.
Nothing has caught fire like this one has, and there is no story that I know of that has had as much misinformation as this story had.
Okay, golf. We'll look at
and
that.
Allegations of incompetence of the police force. When the real story came out and is still coming out, and we'll be doing some of that tonight, it presents a somewhat different picture of things.
Chief Wright, John Webb with KHQ. On September 12th, there was a vandal alert that was sent out about a potential stabbing threat on Paradise Path. Does this have any connection with what we've seen so far?
Not that we know of it, but we're following up every lead. Every piece of information we get, we are following up to ensure that nothing has gone unturned. We want to have the individual identified, who is the suspect of this eventually. So we are literally looking into every aspect of everything.
I'm a consulting detective. The only one in the world that invented the job.
What does that mean?
It means when the police are out of their depth, which is always, they consult me.
I see you fade moonrising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad time of day. But don't go around tonight. We're bound to take your life. Hey, bad news on the ride.
Hashtag chaos? There's no chaos, man. What are you talking
Get your sauce here, everyone. Fantastic job entertaining me at work tonight. Tongue.
Hell yeah! Thank you, Demon Child, for $40 for the crew.
Oh, fuck
Says,
yeah!
Get yourselves a beer, everyone. Fantastic job entertaining me at work tonight.
Thank you very much, Demon Child.
Oh, yeah. Demon Child, I know that you would never want someone to drink underage, so Derek and I will have more beers for the people that can.
So who is Demon Child? So they're Demon Child. There was somebody on the grub truck that Joe was talking to on Twitch by the name of Demon Child that gave a donation to the employees on the grub truck. This is crazy.
Are you people insane? I'm the director. I make the casting decisions around here.
I thought this was a group effort.
No. Mr. Reynolds, we are going to finish this picture just the way I want it because you cannot compromise an artist's vision.
But it's our money.
And you're going to make a bundle, but only if you shut up and let me do things my way. All right, gang. Actors in positions. Let's finish. Mr. Reynolds? Yes. We are going to finish this picture just the way I want it, because you cannot compromise an artist's vision.
But it's our.
I mean, it very well could be, Bobby. Either way, this is interesting. I can't put any closed captions on this to get the actual word, so. Hex will make a fortune, the Crockhead says. Thank you for joining us, Crockhead.
Mr. Reynolds? Yes. We are going to finish this picture just the way I want it, because you cannot compromise an artist's vision.
But it's our money.
And you're going to make a bundle, but only if you shut up and let me do things my way. All right, gang. Actors in positions. Let's finish this picture.
We don't need a walkie-talkie. We don't need a walkie-talkie. No.
The numbers were 00. Now, then before that, 3 months ago, see, this is the one that came a month before that last one we just watched. Okay. And not when it comes to this stuff, Tomboy.
They consult me.
This is
20-year-old Ethan Chapin of Mount Vernon, Washington. 20-year-old Xana Kernodle of Post Falls. 21-year-old Kaylee Gonsalves of Rathdrum. And 21-year-old Madison Mogan of Coeur d'Alene.
You hear the work bell ring.
When I first discovered the room, there was something special about this place. Answer me truthfully. What is this room for? Don't drag me into this. I found a secret room, and when I work in there, I'm able to do anything.
A secret room.
okay. So we obviously know that this is about a secret room. Interesting. Gemma, what's up? Chris, that was good.
It's just that most people aren't able to see it.
Were you on drugs?
I know, Mojo. It was.
Taking out 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
19.
19?
Yep.
Okay, is there a reason why you didn't stop back there?
Sorry, guys. So we watched these backwards, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. This is the first one, and then it rolled forward. What's up, Joanne? Yes, that was that Twilight Zone episode. I remember that clearly. I used to love that. Okay, MK.
Salt Lake City, Utah, and West Virginia. We have 2 behavior analysis individuals from the Federal Bureau.
Sorry, guys. I had jumped forward. Hold on. Here we go.
By the painstaking process of eliminating the untrue. We are not able to do that in this case without further data.
Mr. Holmes?
What?
It's morning.
Allow me to congratulate you on a brilliant bit of deduction.
Not necessarily, Bobby. I'm going to have to probably this when I'm done, but I wanted you guys to see it. I was curious about it. I just wanted everybody's opinion on it. That was my thought, Shelly. Love your dog, by the way. He's very cute.
I'm a consulting detective. Only one in the world that invented the job.
What does that mean?
It means when the police are out of their depth, which is always, they consult me.
You notice that clip with the cartoon there with Daphne and working and all that.
My conjecture is that he'll be murdered.
3 of these.
Murdered? It'll be very interesting to see if my deductions are accurate. Interesting, yes. But facts? No. I hardly think the tales of superstitious peasants.
Rubbish, Holmes. Rubbish. How the devil can you deduce that?
It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
Koberger is the man responsible for the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. Records show he's from Pennsylvania. He completed both his undergraduate studies at DeSales University.
"20-year-old Ethan Chapin of Mount Vernon, Washington, 20-year-old Xana Kernodle of Post Falls, 21-year-old
Hey,
Kaylee
nothing.
Gonsalves of Rathdrum, and 21-year-old Madison Mogan of Coeur d'Alene.
Welcome back. The Inland Northwest is fairly unique when it comes to college athletics. We have 4 Division I schools, which is pretty uncommon for an area with our population size. Each one of these schools has their own distinct history, and as we'll delve into the next few weeks, their own distinct mascots.
Hey, what's going on?
How did
Nothing
these
that bad.
colleges
Sorry.
get their mascots, and how have they evolved over time? We're going to start down in Moscow to find out how the Vandals became the Vandals. Idaho was founded in 1889, but the Vandals name did not pop up until 1918 when Argonaut student sports writer Harry Lloyd McCarty referred to the Idaho basketball team as a gang of vandals due to the talent on the squad. The legend is that he said they vandalized their opponent, but that's not exactly correct. When he wrote the first article, when he called the team the Vandals, they hadn't played a game yet. The nickname stuck for the basketball team, though, and in 1919, the yearbook called them the Vandals as well. By 1921, there was a lot of talk around campus that the school needed an official mascot. However, not too many people were in support of the Vandals, including the football team, who really didn't like the name. By February of 1922, people were getting impatient. Most people didn't like the name Vandals, but apparently they just decided to go with it because after the basketball season, all teams started getting called the Vandals by the school newspaper. Are you tired of looking at newspaper clippings? So am I. Let's get to some pictures. In 1923, the school officially started calling all teams the Vandals, and Empire the dog was introduced as the mascot, wearing a Vandals cape. However, Empire didn't last long as the Great Dane was stolen before the start of the 1924 school year. In 1924, the first illustration of a Vandal appeared, dubbed Baby Joe many years later. He was eventually turned into a statue that the school still has. In the 1930s and 40s, the Vandal was depicted kind of like a Greek god. There are a ton of illustrations of the Vandal that look, well, very un-Vandal-like. The 1950s was when the Vandals mascot got a human name. A cartoon Vandal like this one was displayed on the side of the student union. People named him Joe, and it's stuck to this day. But don't think there weren't other iterations. We're going to get around to that in a second. The first time we saw something that resembled the mascot we see on Idaho sidelines today was in 1956, when student Bill Curry and his mom created a Vandal paper mache head. In October of 1982, Bob Vandal, a more portly fellow, was born. Not a great picture, but you get the picture. However, Bob didn't last long because in 1985, Joe Vandal was back, much to the disdain of this cheerleader. They decided that year to also have a female Joe Vandal, aka Josie Vandal, She didn't seem to stick around long either, though. In the 1990s, Jo became what we know today, although there was a brief blunder, some may call it. In 2001, the school introduced a second mascot, Inflatable Joe. He was 9 feet tall and so reviled that this blurry photo is one of the only pictures Idaho has of him. In September of that year, the Argonaut ran an opinion piece aptly titled, "Joe, You Blow." Unsurprisingly, he didn't come back for 2002. The school has kept the singular Joe Vandal since. There you have it, the history of the Vandal and how he became known
Yes,
as
please,
Joe.
Baby Boop, take
As
care
I said
of
earlier,
yourself.
we're going to
It's
do this
crap.
with all of our
We
Division
will
One
be here.
schools in the inland Northwest. Mascots are interesting because they provide us a look back in time. Sometimes bad decisions were made, sometimes good decisions were made, and sometimes absolutely hilarious decisions were made. I can't wait to show you this series over the next few weeks. That's it for sports.
This is interesting.
In the last 30 minutes, we have new information.
Were they just saying it's raining cocaine? Good Lord.
Regarding the deaths of 4 students from the University of Idaho. Moscow police are now saying they believe a knife was used in the attack that killed the students. Nicole Hernandez is live right now in Moscow breaking down this new information for us that we just received from the police department. Nicole, these are really disturbing details. What are you learning?
So, Tim, it was the city of Moscow, Idaho, that sent us this information just a few minutes ago. They said that they suspect that this homicide was done. The students died by, quote, an edged weapon such as a knife. And they say they did not actually find a weapon at the scene. They also have not arrested any suspects yet, and they are ruling the investigation a homicide. As of this morning, the crime scene tape is still up around the house. We saw one officer there this morning as well. And a memorial has grown overnight for those 4 students.
I don't have that, Kelly. I have never seen that.
A lot of people left last night, and then we were like, I know we were like the only like one of the only ones who like actually stayed here last night. My mom has called me every single hour for like since like 7 a.m. this morning. So yeah, they want me to come home if I don't feel safe.
So this update just a few minutes ago came from the city of Moscow, Idaho. So there is still a chance we get yet another update from the Moscow Police Department. They said they could send one out later this morning or early this afternoon. Of course, this is still a developing situation. For now, we do know that university classes here at University of Idaho are back in session today, and they have postponed the vigil that was supposed to happen tomorrow evening for after fall break.
My name is Chief James Fry with the Moscow Police Department. The last spelling of my name is F-R-Y. I'd like to introduce Moscow Police Captain Roger Lanier.
Which one are you talking about, Ashley?
Colonel Kedrick Wells of the Idaho State Police. University of Idaho President Scott Green. Dean of Students for the University of Idaho, Blaine Eccles, and Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson. This incident has shaken our community, has continued to shake our community, and we continue to mourn for the victims. We will continue to vigorously pursue the investigation and pursue justice in this case. It is a complex and terrible crime, and it will take some time to resolve. Today, we want to clarify what we know and where we're at in this investigation. Our primary goal is public safety and to get a completion of this case and bring someone to justice.
Moscow police are now saying they believe a knife was used in the attack that killed the students.
This one?
Nicole Hernandez is live right now in Moscow breaking down this new information for us that we just received from the police department. Nicole, these are really disturbing details. What are you learning?
So, Tim, it was the city of Moscow, Idaho that sent us this information just a few minutes ago. They said that they suspect that this homicide was done. The students died by, quote, an edged weapon such as a knife. And they say they did not actually find a weapon at the scene. They also have not arrested any suspects yet, and they are ruling the investigation a homicide. As of this morning, the crime scene tape is still up around the house. We saw one officer there this morning as well. And a memorial has grown overnight for those 4 students. This, though, has left students in the area afraid.
A lot of people left last night, and then
Do you guys remember where that part of this was about the 4 went to the hospital, or 4 deceased, 1 went to the hospital? Because I didn't see that.
and we were like, I know we were like one of the only ones who like actually stayed here last night. My mom has called me every single hour for like since like 7 a.m. this morning. So yeah, they want me to come home if I don't feel safe.
So this update just a few minutes ago came from the city of Moscow, Idaho. So there is still a chance we get yet another update from the Moscow Police Department. They said they could send one out later this morning or early this afternoon. Of course, this is still a developing situation. For now, we do know that university classes here at University of Idaho are back in session today, and they have postponed the vigil that was supposed to happen tomorrow evening for after fall break.
That's what I thought, is it was a rumor. Somebody said that they saw it on a news channel 4. I didn't see that. So thank you, Shay.
My name is Chief James Fry with the Moscow Police Department. The last spelling of my name is F-R-Y. I'd like to introduce Moscow Police Captain Roger Lanier, Colonel Kedrick Wells of the Idaho State Police, University of Idaho President Scott Green, Dean of Students for the University of Idaho, Blaine Eccles, and Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson. This incident has shaken our community, has continued to shake our community, and we continue to mourn for the victims. We will continue to vigorously pursue the investigation and pursue justice in this case. It is a complex and terrible crime, and it will take some time to resolve. Today, we want to clarify what we know and where we're at in this investigation. Our primary goal is public safety and to get a completion of this case and bring someone to justice. We continue to dedicate all the resources to this investigation. We've had 646 tips received, and all will be processed, vetted, investigated, and cleared. We've done over 90 interviews in this case so far, and the Moscow Police Department is utilizing the assistance from the Idaho State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Latah County Sheriff's Office. The personnel that has been assigned to this from the Moscow Police Department is 4 detectives, 24 officers, and 5 support staff. Federal Bureau of Investigators, we have 22 investigators in Moscow, 20 additional are assigned and located in the Treasure Valley, Salt Lake City, Utah, and West Virginia. We have 2 behavior analysis individuals from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. For the Idaho State Police, we have 20 investigators, a public information officer, ISP forensic services, and a crime scene team. We have 15 uniformed troopers to assist our community to help provide the additional resources for our patrols. Detectives are looking to develop any content that would help us in this event. Anyone who has observed any notable behavior or has any video surveillance or can provide relevant information about these murders, please call our tip line at 208-883-7180. Or you can email the tip line and that is tipline@ci.moscow.id.us. At this time, I would like to introduce Captain Lanier to give you some additional information.
Good afternoon. My name is Roger Lanier. I'm a captain over the operations division for the Moscow Police Department. My last name is spelled Lanier. I just want to first state that this tragic murder has shaken the community. It's been very hard for members of the community, and it's been equally difficult for our officers and for the investigators. Here's what we've determined so far. On the evening of November 12th, Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison
Have a good night, Lisa.
were at a local bar and were later at a
Thank
food
you for
truck
joining us
in
tonight.
downtown Moscow. They arrived home at approximately 1:45 a.m. on the morning of November 13th. Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were at the Sigma Chi house before also arriving home at approximately 1:45 a.m. 2 surviving roommates were also out in the community, and they returned home at approximately 1 a.m. and did not wake up until later that morning. On the morning of November 13th, at 11:58 a.m., a 911 call was placed to the Whitcomb Dispatch Center reporting an unconscious person. The call originated from inside the residence and was made from the phone of one of the surviving roommates. Moscow Police Department officers responded and located 4 victims, 2 on the 2nd floor and 2 on the 3rd floor. The Latah County coroner has conducted autopsies, and detectives have been provided with the results of those autopsies. We know that the autopsies confirmed the identity of the 4 victims, determined the cause and manner of death as homicide by stabbing, and determined that it was likely all 4 victims who were asleep during the attack. Some of the victims had defensive wounds, and each victim was stabbed multiple times. There was no sign of sexual assault. Investigators have determined 2 areas of interest within the city and have provided maps which are on our Facebook page and on our website. And these are
That's a good
areas
point,
that
Sherry. Very
they
good
have
point.
canvassed for additional surveillance video and tips, and have contacted several residents in the areas. The areas are generally south of Taylor Avenue to Palouse River Drive and west of Highway 95. Detectives have also canvassed several other neighborhoods looking for evidence, looking for additional surveillance video, and contacting residents and speaking to them to see if they may have heard or seen
Good
something.
night, Zelda. Yeah, I understand the good.
I want to address several areas of
I
speculation.
used to think that the gag
conjecture,
order was
and,
bad too, and now I
misinformation
do
that has
understand it. I
circulated
do.
on
Really, I do.
social media platforms and otherwise. We do not believe the following individuals are involved in this crime: the 2 surviving roommates, a male seen at the grub truck food vendor downtown, specifically wearing a white hoodie, a private party who provided rides home to Kaylee and Madison in the early morning hour of November 13th. Additionally, the identity of the 911 caller and the 911 call have not been released, so any information out there is speculation about that. Investigators are aware that multiple phone calls from Madison and Kaylee's phone were made to a male subject. Any online reports stating that the victims had been tied and gagged are not accurate. Detectives seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road and searched those dumpsters in an effort to find additional evidence, but nothing of note was discovered. Early in the investigation, local businesses were canvassed in an effort to
Good night,
see
Zelda.
if any fixed blade type knives may have recently been purchased. And currently, there are no suspects in custody, and we have not located a weapon. I want to assure you that every investigator involved will continue to put all of their resources and all of our partner agencies' resources into continuing this investigation. We do appreciate the community's support. We understand how stressful it is, and we will continue to work through this situation. At this time, I would like to turn the mic over to Colonel Wills from the Idaho State Police.
Thank you, Captain. My name is Kedrick Wills, KEDRICKWILLS, and I serve as the Director of the Idaho State Police. And I appreciate your attendance this afternoon as we talk about this horrific, horrific crime. The murders of Ethan, Xana, Madison, and Kaylee are a tragic loss to all of us. Nothing we can do will bring back these young lives. But we have an absolute commitment to working together to solve these senseless murders. And the way that we know how to do that is partnerships. And our partnership with the Moscow Police Department, with the Idaho State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the University of Idaho to bring this issue to a conclusion and bring this to justice is absolute. We continue with Idaho State Police resources here on the ground in Moscow and throughout Idaho. Whatever the needs are, that's what we want to do. And the chief spoke about the Idaho State Police resources that are here, and he spoke about patrol resources. And we have those uniformed troopers here in Moscow and on the campus of the University of Idaho to help people to feel safe and to provide that security to the people that are here, both in the student body as well as in the community at large. And we will continue to do that as long as is necessary throughout this time. In addition, that's in addition to our our forensics team that was here, to in addition to our investigative team and all the other state police resources. We know that people want answers.
Hey, Katie.
We want answers too. As was already mentioned, this is really, really difficult for those investigators, those dedicated professionals who are investigating this crime. And a lot of people have expressed their desire to help. And the best thing that most of people can do to help is to stop with any kind of rumors and just seek official information that comes out of the Moscow Police Department. Anything that we have that we can share from a law enforcement perspective, we will be sharing just as soon as we can, because that's how we think that we can get this to conclusion. Please rely on official sources of information, and please be patient. I understand that everybody wishes that this was solved already, but these things take time. It takes time to work through. You heard the stats of all the tips and everything, the interviews and everything that's been done. This takes time for our investigators to work through. So please be patient as we work through this investigation. We owe this to these young kids, to these young adults. We owe it to them. And we are absolutely dedicated to make sure that that happens. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce the University of Idaho President Scott.
Scott Green, President, University of Idaho. Last name spelled Green, like the color. First, we continue to extend our heartfelt condolences to the families and friends of the victims. As stated earlier, we want justice and appreciate the increased resources from the Idaho State Police and FBI that have been brought to bear on this crime. We fully appreciate and share the frustration of our students, employees, parents, and community members who continue to push for answers. While we wait for answers in the investigation, we've ramped up our security safety practices and are listening to students and supporting them in any way possible. The University of Idaho's primary focus now is on supporting our students and working to meet their varied needs. The police continue to inform us that they believe this was a targeted attack, but we recognize this is not good enough for some of our students who will want to complete their semester remotely until the person who committed the crime is in custody. We are also hearing that some students want to be back on campus and in Moscow because they gain comfort from the structure of classes and being with their friends and professors. All reactions and feelings are valid, and we all process these tragedies differently. We're asking instructors to plan for both sets of students as we finish the semester. We will be communicating decisions early this week so that families can discuss and plan their individual response over the Thanksgiving break. We learned a lot during COVID, and we have many course delivery options our faculty can deploy to meet student needs. Student and employee safety remain our priority. We have increased security patrols on campus since we were notified of this off-campus incident. We have also benefited from increased Idaho State Police presence on our campus, which we are grateful for. They have been a very visible force, and they will continue this dedicated presence on our campus into the foreseeable future. Importantly, they have also assigned resources.
I've never
to the
cared for this
community
guy. There's just something. I'm not saying that he has anything to do with this by any means.
In addition
guys.
to the
Something
campus-wide
about his
precautions being
personality
taken, we offer the following safety and
Yeah,
security features in
him
our
as a
residence
person, I've
halls.
never cared
We
for.
will
That.
continue our safe walk.
He could be a really nice
24 hours
guy.
a
I
day,
just
7 days a week.
something rubs me wrong. That's all.
All residence halls.
Like I said, I don't think it
are
has anything
locked
to do with this. It's just
24
a
hours a
period.
day, and all guests must be accompanied by a resident of the building. Each residential community has a dedicated resident assistant staff and a live-in full-time resident director to help ensure a safe environment. Every evening, there are resident assistants that are on duty to perform safety and security rounds in their area, including during fall break. Housing and resident life always has at least 2 full-time staff members that are on call to provide support and emergency response 24 hours a day, including over the fall break. And our learning center information desk Living and Learning Center information desk is open 24 hours a day and will be open all of fall break for our students' needs. While we certainly hope there's a swift closure,
See, I'm not
arrest of
saying that
whoever's responsible for this
when
crime,
I say this, I'm not
also
saying
be
that.
prepared for all the possibilities,
Not trying to
including
sound
a
mean, but
lengthy
things like that right there.
We must
use this is what I was saying before, guys. We have to use common sense with this, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff that has come out with this, okay? And that's why, like Sherry said a while back up here in the chat. Let me see if I can find it again. She said something to the kind of to the extent of, if you look at some of this stuff and you listen to some of this stuff, it comes off and you're just like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? We gotta be logical, guys. That's not what that one stream I was talking about. We gotta talk about logic, and common sense with some of this stuff. Okay, that's what I mean. And we have to do that, folks, because this can take us down a road and a hole, and it just keeps going. It's endless. It's bottomless. Okay, that's why we got to use common sense and logic with a lot of this stuff. We really do, you guys. I'm not trying to sound mean when I say that. I'm just saying it's important because a lot of things can be not seen when we start going in certain directions, and we'll miss the things that are important, that are real. Logic, yes, logic and reasoning. Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Balance safety concerns and the need to grieve, along with the long-term needs of our students and our employees. We're making security our top priority. We are also planning for the very real possibility that some students aren't comfortable returning to campus. We will do our best to meet the needs of all students. Our faculty is working hard over the break to consider.
I will say one thing. That's a good point, Bombshell. Every rumor has to have some truth to it for it to exist. That's a fact, okay? But the problem is with a rumor is by the time it gets to us, it's been through 15 other people. It can start off with saying Dago has brown hair with a gray beard. Okay. By the time it gets to the 15th person, what you're going to hear then is going to be Dago's got gray hair on his back and brown hair on his feet. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens with rumors. That's why they're dangerous in a lot of senses, and why we have to use logic when we hear these things. And a lot of hearsay, you have to logically break it down. Think about, like, what makes with this and what doesn't sound right. How could that not happen? How could that possibly be? How could this be something that would make any sense at some point? You know what I'm saying? Some of this stuff is so far-fetched that if you break it down and you think about it, at some point you're gonna go, wait a minute now. Come on. Okay, let's be reasonable here. And granted, guys, that stuff is fun. It is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's interesting. It's like watching an episode of The Twilight Zone, just like, or an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Like, what the hell? And I love Alfred Hitchcock movies, believe me. We got to go back to the beginning of that, find that rumor, go back to the beginning where it started, and hear it for the first time. And then make a decision based on what you hear there. Do you see what I'm saying? That's all. That's it right there. Thank you. That's exactly what I was just saying, Dive. Love you, love you, love you. Research and investigate yourself and find out. Like I said, you go back to the very beginning to where that rumor came from. Boom. And you hear it that time. That's how it works. I am live right now. I know it's hard to believe because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but I'm live because my internet went down earlier. That's a fact right there. Thank you, Joanne. You got to go look for it, guys. It's hard, but you do. That's what I try to do. Bushy eyebrows. Yes. That's all I'm saying, you guys. Good point, Don't Dive. Thank you for that. Bobby says, unfortunately, until the trial actually takes place, we have access to, yeah, absolutely. That is fact, Bobby. Thank you. Chinese Whispers. Thank you, Mama Five. And that's why I'm saying, like, I reinforced that show I had about logic and common sense. It's just got to go hand in hand, folks. Absolutely, Leslie. I owe it to you. I really do. I hope you're doing better, AR. If you're feeling better, dude, I'm gonna whenever you wake up tomorrow, if I can give you a call, that would be perfect, bro. I don't know, Annie. I don't know.
Consider alternative delivery methods. We will also continue making counseling services available for all our students and employees as we process our grief. The care and concern for our Vandal family is our primary role, and we
That's
take
right.
that very seriously.
We have approximately
We are a
30%
Vandal
of
family,
information
nothing
in this
means more
case
to
that
us
is
than
relevant.
family.
That's fact. Thank you, Sherry.
And I'd also like to just thank all those for the
All
great
right, brother.
outpouring of
Thank
support
you.
we've received from the nation. It's been
I
incredible.
don't want to call you too
time
early,
and
so give me a time.
all
'cause
those
I
who
get up
stand in
kind of early.
solidarity with us, just know it means a great deal to us. Thank you.
So we're going to open it up at this time to about 8 to 10 questions. We ask that only one question is asked per person, please. And I would also like to just see if there's an Argonaut reporter here. I think it's only fair to give our student reporter
Thank you,
the first
Janelle.
shot.
Speak up if you're in the room, if you're from the
There.
Argonaut.
Are you from the University of Idaho Argonaut? Is anybody from the University of Idaho Argonaut? Okay.
Thank you.
That's a fact, CL. There is zero logic in the town
Good
staying
afternoon,
silent, or
Ted
anybody
Williams,
else for that
Fox
matter. If
News.
you know something, you tell it.
You
That's
all
it.
have said
Good,
that
I should say.
these killings are targeted. Can you share with us why you believe they are targeted killings? And do you know who, if any, of the victims were the actual targets of the killings?
As we stated earlier in the previous press release or press conference, we believe they're targeted because we take a totality of all the circumstances that we're looking at. Do we know any one person that it was targeted? We're not able to say at this point in time due to our investigation, but we still believe that. But we, like I said, we take a totality of everything that we're looking at.
Chief Glenn Mosley, Idaho Public Radio here in Moscow. On the resources, do you have the resources that you need?
We do have the resources. It is an incredible outpouring of what we received from the Idaho State Police and from the Federal Bureau of Investigations and Latah County. Anything we ask for is given. So at any time, if we need additional, all I have to do is call the colonel, and he will provide that. He's already guaranteed me that, and I know the FBI has said the same thing.
Hi, I'm Emma Epperly from the Spokesman Review. I know you've said you're not going to release who the 911 caller was, but was the killer the 911 caller?
I will tell you no.
Can you clarify, you said it was made from the roommate's phone. You didn't say the roommate made the call. So did the roommate make the call on the roommate's phone, or can you clarify if it was another individual made the call?
Actually, if we can just go to this one first. And
Well, that's why I went.
so what I'll say to that is it was made from the roommate's call.
You
or
talking
phone,
about
excuse
Caden?
me. And we're not going to divulge who made that call. It's part of our investigation still, and when we get ready to release that, we will.
Hi, Christina Corbin with Fox News. The male subject whom the women called, has he been ruled out as a suspect or person of interest?
Everything that we have taken from those calls, we have followed up on, we've cleared, and we believe that there's no connection there.
Gotti Schwartz, NBC News. Just following up on the 911 call, you said that you don't believe that's the killer. Can you conclusively rule out the person that called 911 from inside the home as a suspect in this case?
Well, hold on. We've seen this I don't know how many times, so this is not. Okay, let's move forward to that. I don't want to spend all this time. What the hell is this?
Work hard, we will continue.
Yes, Sherry, they are big time. By the way, you guys, that vehicle there, I came to the conclusion months ago that that is a Jeep. That is a black hardtop Jeep. I think it's a Jeep Sport. I think it was. That's what my conclusion to that, in my opinion, to that what that vehicle was. I spent a lot of time looking at that and overlaid it multiple times, and they have that Chrysler motor in it that has that power. Okay, that's why I believe that's what that was.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it was so bad. Sorry, guys. Anyways, yeah, that was happy birthday, but happy birthday to someone in the world right now. I don't know.
I'm Tanner Ferry, and I'm a junior here at the University of Idaho. I've been a live-in member and member of the Alpha Gamma Rho Beta Phi chapter for 3 years now. I've lived in all 3 years, and I've enjoyed my time here. Had numerous roles both on and off e-board and just as an undergraduate member. And currently I'm serving as the Membership Development Vice Member Ruler. Yeah, sure. So back in the 90s, we had a group of guys coming in that are all in about their 40s and 50s now. Most of them were CNR and CALS majors, and they were like-minded guys, and they decided they wanted to become part of something more. So in 92, they wrote up, I guess you would call a request to start and colonize a chapter and charter here at the University of Idaho. And eventually those 10 guys found a house. They used to live in the dorms together, and they then moved into the Lambda Chi house down by the bookstore, and they lived there for a few years. And when this house came up for sale, I guess, after the Teeks moved out, those alumni who are now in their 40s got out some loans and procured this for us, and I think this is our 8th year in the house.
So hi, my name is Matt Stacy. I'm a junior in the house, currently serving as the Vice Noble Ruler of Operations, which is I'm in charge of keeping the house running right. If anything breaks, I'm in charge of figuring out a way to fix it. Also in charge of making chores for the guys. I am a crop management major, which is pretty good. So we have day rooms on almost every floor. So that's where you keep your clothes and your studying materials. And then you can also customize it to how you want. You can put in a TV or sound system, some couches, and then you just make it yours. Because that's where you spend most of your time.
My name is Derek Comey. I am a sophomore here at University of Idaho. I'm a SNAP, so I came in the spring semester and joined AGR. I'm from Petaluma, California, and I'm an Ag Systems Management major. When first coming to college, I was real nervous. I was the only one from my high school or even my area in Sonoma County that came to the University of Idaho. So I just figured going to the dorms, everything would be good. That's kind of what my parents wanted me to do. They didn't totally know a ton about the whole Greek system, neither did I. But looking back now, I am extremely happy that I got to know so many great guys in this house from being in classes with them, and that they convinced me to come up and kind of check out the house, and I'm very happy with how I've ended up.
I'm Nick Brodeen. I'm a junior here at the University of Idaho, and I've lived all 3 years in the Alpha Gamma Rho Beta Phi. I'm studying plant science, and I hope to be a crop advisor soon after graduating college. So this is our kitchen. This is where we come and have 2 meals every day. Breakfast is kind of open for you to have whatever you want.
Garland, I'm a sophomore, and my major is AVS Productions. So here we are on the sleeping porch. Not allowed to sleep in your day rooms. This is where we all come crash at night. Keep it cool in here, makes you nice and cozy. I've loved sleeping on the porch. It might be intimidating at first. I know a lot of people through Rush get a little bit weary of the fact that everybody's in one room, but it's always dark and quiet, 24-hour quiet up here, and this is some of my greatest sleeps ever. You really learn to like it. I even have been known to take way too many naps up here before. Some things other about our porch. We have a pretty clean bathroom up here. We clean it 2 times a week for your use at any time. Come with all pretty new mattresses. They're pretty nice. Do the job. Put a mattress topper on top. I do. I love using it like that. My favorite part about Alpha Gamma Rho has been the camaraderie we have together and the fact that we are known as the best men on campus. I do enjoy being known as the place that girls can trust. We're always going to walk them home, and we have a good image throughout most everybody on the campus, and I've always appreciated that about my name and where I live.
and that's another great way to help out. And just shoveling sidewalks and just being there for people is what we do here at AGR.
Hi guys, my name is Ben Upmore. I'm a senior here at Alpha Gamma Rho. Be graduating from the University of Idaho with a forest products degree. Right now I'm standing in our formal room. As you can see, we've got our pool table in here, we've got a foosball table, we also have a ping pong table downstairs. These are just some of the things that we have around the house that allow us to blow off a little bit of steam with the brothers when we're not in class or working on homework or anything like that.
Hi, I'm Logan Stansel. I'm Vice No Ruler Finance for this upcoming year. This is my second year in the house. I rushed last fall. House bill to live in-house is around $3,400. Depends on how many guys we have living in the house. That includes all your living, electricity, laundry, everything. With the house bill, there's a couple of different ways you can pay. We'll take it all at once at each semester, or we can take it as a payment plan if you want to pay $100 every week, or you want to pay $500 here and $500 there until you get to your 34. We can do that. It's really flexible. We do offer a scholarship for an incoming new member for $1,000 to go towards helping with the cost of living in-house.
I'm Devin Schaefer. I'm the recruitment chair here this year for Alpha Gamma Rho. I'm from the state of Washington in a small town called Ritzville. I grew up on a farm around
It is a good
agriculture.
question, Ron.
I've really enjoyed my experience here. I'm a freshman, and one of my favorite aspects of this house is the fact that everyone's equal. No matter you're a freshman or a senior, everyone has the same chores, same responsibilities. Once you accept your bid, you're initiated within 72 hours. So there's no hazing, and it really makes for everyone being equal in the house.
Friends, tonight we steal the moon! Yeah!
Yes, Bombshell, it definitely is. MK, I don't know at this point. That's why we were looking at it.
Deep in the African forest, there are chimps who play unguarded, unobserved, wild and free. Here, millions of years ago, ancestors they shared with man also played. To observe the chimp in the wild is to better understand the evolution of human behavior. But observation of the wild chimpanzee is difficult and dangerous, and knowledge of his ways has been mostly speculation.
I agree, he looks better.
Determined to uncover the secrets of the chimps, in 1960, Miss Jane Goodall arrives in Tanzania. Her discoveries here will startle the scientific world and lead to the possible redefinition of the word man.
Jane Goodall has studied her subject in its natural habitat for a longer period than any scientist has ever spent with any animal in the wild. Her observations have made her legendary. What we've learned from her about wild chimpanzee behavior has filled volumes, and her own writings have firmly established her as the world's foremost authority on the subject.
No, Deborah.
This program is the chronicle of Jane Goodall's pioneering years in Africa, her early frustrations, the first tentative encounters with the shy chimps, her growing insights about their behavior, and ultimately,
From what I
the
understand,
wonderfully
he never
fulfilling
was an
rewards of her
African.
research. This is Jane Goodall and the Wild Chimpanzees.
In July 1960, Jane Goodall, a 26-year-old English girl, has embarked on a remarkable adventure. At the request of the British anthropologist, Dr. L.S.B. Leakey, she is to observe the daily lives of chimpanzees in East Africa, where she has been one of Dr. Leakey's assistants. From Leakey's headquarters in Nairobi, Kenya, it's a 5-day journey to Tanzania's Gombe Stream Reserve. For a girl who'd hated dolls and collected worms, it's a very special day.
When I arrived at the Gombe Stream Reserve, I felt that at long last my childhood ambition was being realized. Always I had wanted to go out into the field and study animals. On that first day, when I looked at the wild and rugged mountains where the chimpanzees live, I knew that my task was not going to be easy.
Tenth request for discovery. That's correct. Tenth. I know to know.
Kathy, with a C, Mabbutt, Mabbutt.
And I'm going to ask you, how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing it for 16 years, and I just got reelected
Welcome,
for another
Lucia.
4.
So
I'm
what
sorry.
is it
It's
that,
a little
I
bit
guess,
confusing. It's
when
a
did you get the call on
conglomeration of
Sunday?
something in a
I
video
got the
we're
call
watching.
just a few minutes after noon that there were 4 homicides, but I didn't go to the scene because of law enforcement doing their investigation first. So I didn't actually go to the scene until about 5 or 5:30.
Can you walk us through, like,
So I never heard her say that before. Don't ask me why, but I never heard her say I didn't go to the scene because law enforcement was doing their job until 5:30. I never caught that before. I've watched this video with her probably 18 times. I never caught her saying that before, so that just bugs me. Sorry.
for our viewers, kind of the process between when police show up and then you guys getting the bodies and doing your examinations?
Sure. Well, law enforcement goes through and looks for any evidence, takes videos and pictures of everything in there, and they'll.
Now I knew she wasn't there till 5:30, guys. I just didn't hear her say. I wasn't how I don't know, but I didn't hear her say that, make that statement that she didn't go because law enforcement was doing their job. It was never it just never clicked. I probably did hear it, it never clicked. I just thought that she was doing something and she was busy and couldn't get there till 5:30. See, that's what I had in my mind. Don't ask me why, because there's so much about this in my head, and I agree with you, Ashley, in that she did overstep a lot.
Start talking with people. So I don't really need to be there for that. They can't move the bodies. I mean, the bodies have to stay.
Right, that's
Until
fact,
the
Sherry.
coroner
That
gets there.
I've been
So
on different scenes where the
those
coroner
are
takes
really
3
what
hours
that's what my
sometimes.
job
You know what I
is,
mean?
to look at the bodies.
It's not absolutely unusual. I never heard her say that before. That's all.
No, we some do if they're an actual medical examiner, but we have forensic pathologists and we contract with Spokane to do that.
So in your experience, what is it that you saw when you showed up?
Well, there was a lot of blood. It was it's a very sad scene with 4 murdered college students.
You're rolling all 4 deaths on sites?
Yes.
Okay. And can you give us a manner of death? Yeah.
I believe that the press release was that they were from a sharp object. So
stabbings.
Yeah, I will know more after the autopsies tomorrow.
And do you believe this could be like a murder-suicide or?
No, there are 4 homicides.
4 homicides. Okay. And when it comes to doing the investigation post-autopsy, that falls on you, correct?
Yes, it's my job to determine the manner and mechanism of death.
And then I know with toxicology results, there can often be, in Washington, a delay. So do you have any idea how long it could take, if those were relevant, to get any type of results back on that?
Well, the toxicology reports, right, they usually take 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer. But they might, I don't think they're going to be relevant in the actual manner or cause of death.
And do we know how long between the time of death and when police found them? approximately?
No,
Exactly, Sherry.
I don't know for sure.
Do we have like any, like, could it have been hours? Could it have been a day? Was it maybe close? Like, is there any sort of like time frame there?
Not that I'm aware of.
When you said the scene was really difficult, I mean, is this something you've had to deal with before in Moscow?
Since I've been coroner, there have been at least 2 other multiple homicide scenes that I've been involved in. So,
Would you say this is probably the most gruesome?
no, it's hard to just single it out. It's the only one I've been to where there have been 4 people at one scene. There have been the other ones have had multiple scenes.
And was anybody else injured, like any non-deceased people?
Not that I'm aware of, but I wouldn't necessarily be notified either.
Okay. I didn't know if that was like because the injuries could be similar, it might matter to you.
Oh,
But
right.
no. Okay.
Were the deceased all in close proximity to each other, or were they in different rooms?
I don't know that I can discuss that.
That was my next question too. So I think, yeah.
Will we be able to get a copy of your report once it's concluded? I'm sure. It'll be
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just call.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you. Do you know what the time frame for that would be?
It just depends on how relevant the toxicology report is, but
Okay. Okay. So it was like the 4 to 6 weeks.
it could be. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Sure.
I am a
Sorry, there's more to that. I thought that was something else. 1 second here. Hold on a minute. My fault, folks. I thought that was the end of that. I was trying to pull the thing, but I was wrong. There's more to it, I guess. This is the end. Okay, sorry about that.
primary care physician. I'm frustrated.
We appreciate it.
Sure.
I am a primary care physician. I'm frustrated.
Okay, so this, I'm guessing, was Halloween. All right, I know who some of these people are.
So my name is Stacy
It
Chapin.
it,
I thought I could
it
do
is
this.
MK.
Today we're here to honor the life and legacy of our son and brother, Ethan Chapin, one of the most incredible people you'll ever know. Together, we want to extend gratitude to the following. Our neighbors in Mount Vernon and LaConner, Washington, and the local communities of Priest Lake and Moscow, Idaho, for their ongoing support and care. Our extended family and friends who serve as beacons of strength and remain by our side throughout every moment. The Moscow Police Department, who now carry the burden every day, not only for us, but for all of the impacted families. And the many strangers across the country. Your outreach and kind words are profoundly touching. Please know we now consider all of you friends. And lastly, we thank the media for keeping this story top of mind.
Okay. That was interesting. So those are the videos that were put up via the King Road Clue channel. You take it how you take it, folks. But like I said, take it with as much common sense and logic as you can. Okay. The way I believe they're put together is it's trying to tell a story. That's all I can say about that. But please, like I said, use some logic and common sense when you look at this stuff. Remember the important things that we need to know, that we should know, and the things that we need to see, and the lines that we shouldn't cross, and the way that we got to be able to read through this stuff. You know what I mean? So they're definitely interesting. That's for sure. But again, I don't know. I can't believe today is the 10th. Monday is the 13th, guys. You know, if that's a year. It's very sad. Very sad. And of course, I'm gonna do something Monday, in memory, in memory. I'm sorry, of them. Um, it's very sad. Very sad. It's very, very hard to think about right now. I know what you're saying. Don't dive. Right. That's another point. Good point there, Sherry. And no trial date. Once again, everybody, the one thing that I want everybody to remember, to keep the main priority to this and about all this as Monday approaches, and the 1 year, and I'm not going to use the word anniversary because I've heard other people say, and it just doesn't sound. That's a good word. Anniversary is a good word. It goes along with something good. This isn't good. That's not the correct word in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, let's not put that up there in the chat. I'm already going to get hit for this a couple ways. I know I am, but that's okay. We get a vague, hard to believe story from law enforcement, and then we get challenging clue compilations from King Road Clue. Nothing straight. 362 days on this. Kids deserve better. Amen to that one, Danzig. Like your name. That's a fact. That is a fact. They do deserve way better. They deserve beyond better. Okay, and so do their families, for God's sakes. So we have to go back and think about this from the family's point and the victims. Okay, that's what we're here for. That is why we do what we do, why we took this case on, why we covered this case, why we've talked about this case again, because they don't have a voice anymore. They can't tell us what happened. They can't talk about how things went down. They can't talk about what led up to this. They can't talk about what happened after this. They can't. Neither can their families. Neither can anybody, because nobody knows, guys. And we're never gonna know the absolute truth about any of this until we have a trial. It's a long way off, guys. So, like I said, we have to use that. Thank you, Bobby. That's what I'm saying. It's not an anniversary, guys. It's a remembrance of these beautiful, beautiful young adults. Good way to put that too, Bobby. And thank you for that. And that's what it's about. This is what it's all about. Maddie and Kaylee, Xana and Ethan, and nothing else, guys. Nothing else. It can't be. It can't be for anything else but that. So that's Monday is going to be a sad day. It's going to be a very hard day for the families. It's going to be a hard day for a lot of us, because this hit us all like a bat too, guys. Nowhere near as much as it did the families, but we've all taken this pretty rough because we've all been so involved in it for a year, a whole year, you guys. this has taken, we've involved ourselves in this deeply for a year, trying to figure out what the hell happened. Why did this happen? That's the biggest question to me. Why did this happen? Why did this have to happen? And whoever did this, if it's Brian Koberger, why did he do it? If it's not whoever did it, why did they do it? And why do things like this have to happen? They don't. They don't. So, as this weekend goes through, enjoy your weekend with your families. Hug your kids and your grandkids and your friends and your family and all of it a little bit extra tighter, a little harder, knowing that the families to these victims can't do that anymore, guys. And we can. So appreciate and respect the fact that we can do that, please. David, yeah, good to see you, David Clayton. I'm not a fan of spirit boxes. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I just don't. It's not like something that's there for me. It's not real to me. You know what I'm saying? I can't grab a hold of it. And again, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that does believe in it or anybody that does do it. I just don't. I'm not comfortable with it. That's all. So, but again, like I said, guys, throughout this weekend, I mean, I'll be here with you guys tomorrow, but through over the weekend, enjoy the time with your families, hug your loved ones, love your loved ones, and appreciate and respect the time that you have with them, because tomorrow's never promised, folks. We know that, okay? And these families can't ever again, and it's going to be really hard for them come Monday to realize it's been a whole year, and it makes me so very sad. It really does. Even thinking about it now just makes me sad. But Monday we will have a memorial put together from this channel to them, and we'll cover something with this obviously as well on that. But guys, it's almost 2 a.m. So I think I probably should get out of here. I appreciate all you guys, you late nighters, jumping in here with me. I agree, Co. Marie Duffy, good to see you. That's it too, Janelle. That's absolutely right, Cherry. They didn't. They didn't even have a chance to start their lives. Okay? That is what makes me so angry about this. They didn't have the chance. Oh, they were just putting each one of them put their one toe forward into life, and they were knocked right back out of it. Never had a chance to start any kind of a life. And it's not fair. They didn't deserve any of this. None of it. They all seemed, you're very right, the bombshell. They seemed very happy. They were living their lives. They were having the best time in their life. And it was just snatched out from right behind them. Right underneath them, I'm sorry. That's why I do what I do out here. That's why I covered this case. I don't care what anybody else says or thinks. It's because of that. It's because those 4 victims, those 4 beautiful, beautiful people deserve true justice for that. Okay? And again, like I said, we can talk about it, look at it, think about it. We're never going to know until that trial happens. That's when we're going to know everything we need to know, in my opinion. Maybe some stuff we won't know. Or maybe we'll know it all. I don't know. I don't have that answer, you guys, but that is the best time and it's the right time to get all the information. And until then, guys, I'm asking you all, which I know you guys do, to just use as much logic and common sense when you approach this case and think about it. think about the effects that things that we look at, talk about, think about, react to, put out, how it can have the effects it can have on the families, how it looks in the eyes of people thinking about the victims, just all of that. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's how we need to take this and that's how we need to treat this until that trial comes. And like I said, if they can put if they can prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that Brian Koberger did this, then the man needs to be punished for his crimes. And if they can't, then we need to know why. We really do. We need to know why they can't prove that he did it if he's been sitting there for a year, under a year, and how they got his name involved in this case. If he didn't, and if they can't prove that. I'm almost hoping, I've said this time and time again, I almost hope that they can prove that he did this to make that make sense to me, to make that be worth the time that he spent there. And again, the death penalty is hanging over his head, folks. That's not a joke either. So, and imagine, understand and remember what his family's going through, his mother and his father and his sisters and his other family members, people that are related to him. They know, hey, Sheldon, good to see you. They know, this is horrible. They're going through it too. They're not going through what the families of the victims are going through, but in a sense, they're very possibly losing their son, their brother. And it needs to be, if that were to happen, it needs to be right. It needs to be right. And it needs to be done right. That's all I'm saying. Yes, that's fact, because Brian was living his life too. If he's an innocent man, he had his life taken from him as well. If he's guilty, then he's getting what he deserves and then some. Okay? But we need to see that. We need to know that. We need to see the justice system do this the right way. We need to see the justice system prove to us that this is being done the way it should be done in any case. That's what it's all about. So, like I said, guys, just use common sense and logic. Be respectful in any way, shape, or form towards the victims and their families. And pray that the truth is there, that we're given the truth, that we've been given the truth. And if we haven't been given the truth, that we will see the truth. When this trial happens, that the right things will come into play on both sides. Things will fall into place as they should for us. And when we walk away from this like this, we can wash our hands and say that's the way it was supposed to be done and move forward. That's all I'm saying. I will be here tomorrow around the normal time, hopefully between 12 and 1. But you'll see me tomorrow, and we'll do our thing and move on forward. Thank you again, guys, for joining me tonight. My apologies again for this afternoon. Like I said, my internet is garbage, but I hope I made it up to you guys tonight. For those of you that are here, I appreciate all you guys hanging around. You guys are awesome. You are the beautiful people. I will do that, Rock Chalk. And Mojo, thank you for the email. I will be looking into that, and we'll probably be talking about that. It's quite interesting from what I've seen so far. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night, guys. Don't forget to love yourselves and to love each other, and please don't change anything about yourselves. You guys are the beautiful people. You guys are why I come and do this. So thank you for that. Moderators, great job as always. And guys, I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye now.